Hello everyone and welcome to this webinar on postgraduate personalised medicine. I'm going to talk a little bit about the university this evening and then the course itself. So some of the benefits of studying at Ulster University. For instance, you're taught by experts. So in the case of personalised medicine, all of the teaching staff involved with the course are also actively involved in research as well. And this is a benefit for the research project as part of the programme. We also have a supported study environment. So particular to personalised medicine is an e-learning support unit. And also the staff involved in the course can be contacted in a number of ways with any queries. And the university also would have great links with industry bodies and employers. And for instance, within personalised medicine, we have an industrial liaison committee, and that is combined industry bodies and employers in the area, and they advise us on what to include in the programme that would be good for potential employees. In terms of quantifiable benefits, the information from this slide is taken from several sources, and completing a postgraduate course on average would amount to an extra £7,000 compared to graduate colleagues. And also postgraduates are more likely to be in high-skilled employment. So we offer a couple of different modes of study. So there's full-time and part-time and distance learning, which would be particular to this personalised medicine programme. So there's several options there. There's also within Ulster, there's also short courses and postgraduate certificate, postgraduate diploma, as well as MA and MSc. As well as working with a broad range of industry networks, we also are accredited by the Institute of Biomedical Science. So it's the leading professional body for scientists, support staff and students in the field of biomedical science. And they would be dedicated to the promotion and delivery of excellence in biomedical science. So they have looked at our programme and it approved it and accredited for use under the IBMS heading. For applying to UU, you apply online at Ulster for postgraduate courses, and there's no official closing date for most courses as applications are rolling. But I would say if you're thinking about applying for the September intake, to consider getting your application in as soon as possible. You can find more information on our programmes in the prospectus entry for courses, and there's also contact details there as well as a link to the application form. So if you're in any doubt or have any questions about the application or the process, we're happy to help if you want to get in contact with us. There's up-to-date fees information within the online prospectus. And these are some information on the courses. So courses tend to start from £6,270, and there are some flexible payment options. If you've previously gone to the university, then there's an alumni discount, and there are postgraduate loans available within Northern Ireland as well, which would help towards the cost of the programme. So now more onto the course specific information. So this course is within the Faculty of Life and Health Sciences, and the personalised medicine staff are based within this faculty and within the School of Biomedical Sciences. So as I mentioned before, all staff involved with the programme are also actively involved in research alongside teaching. And the last Research Excellence Framework, where we were in the top universities in the UK for research, really shows how strong we are in this area. Our faculty is ranked in the top 10 for biosciences, and we've had 100% satisfaction within the National Student Survey for several of our courses, including the undergraduate Personalised Medicine programme. So within the School of Biomedical Sciences, Personalised Medicine is located within this school, and the staff which would be involved in teaching in this programme are based at the Clinical Translational Research and Innovation Centre, or CTRIC, which is in the Altna-Gilvin Hospital site. And that allows us as teaching staff to interact with clinicians, and the clinicians are involved in development of some of the modules. And it also allows patient-based research. In terms of graduate qualities within the School of Biomedical Sciences, we would encourage students to work hard, to play hard and dream big to achieve their potential. As well as that academic side of the programme, we're also involved in community events, things such as U3A, science festivals, and we try and engage our students with other events as well. There is student support and wellbeing as a distance learning student, and there's also that career development, so the involvement of companies in advising on the teaching content and those key skills which are currently being looked for within the job market. So I just want to briefly talk about distance learning, just in case you haven't had experience of it before. So there are advantages to distance learning. You're not limited by geography. You can study at institutes with international reputations for research and learning. You don't have to leave your home or workplace, and equally you have greater flexibility, so can fit that study in around work and family life as well. It means that you're brought into contact with other students that potentially you may not meet on a regular basis outside of the study. And you don't waste time in travelling. So the online system that we use for teaching means that we have multiple ways to communicate, both through this platform and using other technologies, such as email or meeting virtually, if that's used. Or equally, if you're located nearby, then you're welcome to come and meet with us in person. So biomedical science, where this course sits, has over 20 years of providing online distance learning education. And as part of that, there's an e-learning support unit to help students with any queries, both on the modules and also specific to distance learning. It gives you a practical experience of ICT tools, and it may be beneficial in your current or future employment as well. So giving you that flexibility and freedom to study. Communication is via Blackboard Collaborate, email, discussion boards, online chat, as well as visual communication tools. And students can also use online chat to form study groups or to gather informally with classmates. So people often think that they'll maybe feel isolated in an online course, and to their surprise, they find that online courses actually provide a higher degree of personal contact, both with fellow students and also with the teaching staff involved on the programme. So personalised medicine at Ulster. What is personalised medicine? It's also known as stratified or precision medicine, and it's essentially a medical model that separates people into different groups. So on the right-hand side of the slide, you can see the current medicine where one treatment fits all. So the same drug is given to the different groups of people. But for one group of people, it has a positive effect. On the middle group, it has perhaps no effect. And on the bottom group, it has an adverse effect. So personalised medicine is about treating that patient as treating them personally. So you take different samples from them to work out what treatment would work best for them, so that all people and all patients can have a positive effect, and to remove those adverse effects which can be detrimental in terms of perhaps needing more medical care, and also in terms of having to take time off from employment and not being able to be involved in things because you're feeling unwell due to the therapy. So the course was originally supported by a large grant, and we're currently involved with the Derry and Strabane City deal in terms of offering training to professionals and also different groups of people that it would be useful for. A big reason that it's worth looking at personalised medicine is because we are living on multiple medications, and these medications can interact with each other as well as causing their own adverse side effects. Personalised medicine is a priority objective for the National Institute for Health, for the FDA, as well as UK and worldwide governments. And that's because it saves time and waste. It should prevent adverse side effects and hopefully lead to optimal treatment for each patient. So in terms of the personalised medicine course, we have both October and January start dates. It's a distance learning course, so it's online. The exception to this is perhaps the research project, but I'll talk a bit about that in a few slides. And it can either be completed part-time or full-time, depending on what fits in with your schedule. So we try and cover quite a lot of material on the programme to teach you about personalised medicine, those who might be at risk of a particular disease, and how you can look at building and researching patient information databases. And then these can be used to research and develop new diagnostic tests that could potentially be used in medical practice. So in terms of the course structure, it is a master's, which is 180 credits, and that includes 60 credits for an MSc research project. But you can also exit at earlier points with a postgraduate diploma or a postgraduate certificate, depending on what is useful for you and your career. So these are the modules that are currently on the course and divided up into 3 semesters. So semester 1, 2 and 3. You can see that there's a range of modules. So we have an introduction to personalised medicine. We also cover some ethics and patient recruitment. We look at some computer programming languages, so R and Python, as well as MATLAB. And we have a clinical decision-making module, which is to help students understand how clinicians make decisions and decide which treatments to use, so that we can better develop treatments that have more potential to reach the clinic. And then healthcare economics and innovation, so trying to understand the costs of creating treatments and getting those to the clinic as well. So we want to try and provide students with expertise in medicine, bioinformatics and biostatistics as well. And then the research project in the final module will give you real world experience of this particular area. The research project can be done in our centre within the Altnagelvin Hospital site. And it's an opportunity to develop skills and training within one of the research groups. So you can see from the list of research groups there that we do cover quite a lot of different areas. And all of our MSc students would undertake an independent research project. Now, as I mentioned, this can be done with us in Seatrick at Altnagelvin, but it can also be possible to facilitate a work-based project. And we've had quite a few students who have completed their project in that way. I just wanted to put up a couple of student quotes from past students on the programme. So Gary Lonergan here was a student who was working within industry and completed the programme alongside his job, while Conor Mulholland came straight from an undergraduate programme into the course. So we do have students who come from a variety of different routes to undertake the course. So why do this course? Well, personalised medicine is at the cutting edge of a new era for medicine. And our ability to understand how genes, lifestyle and environment can influence disease is hoped that it will revolutionise healthcare practices, so changing the way in which we treat patients, the drugs or other treatments that we use for patients. And personalised medicine is about taking a one-size-fits-all approach and moving towards the right treatment for the right person at the right time. It is reliant on using biomarkers, so something like genes or proteins, to stratify or split or group patients into specific groups for either diagnosis or treatment of diseases. And it helps us to develop technologies and systems to prevent disease, select the best treatments and reduce side effects for individual patients. And by using this approach, we can streamline healthcare, making more accurate clinical decision-making tools to identify that right treatment for that patient. And this is an MSc, but it's credit-bearing and flexible. And as I mentioned, you might exit at an early point, at key point, if it's more applicable to what you're hoping to do with your career. If you might be interested in undertaking some of the modules as short courses, then also please get in touch as well. The course really is covering a whole range of areas, including molecular biology, healthcare innovation, data analytics, and in silico techniques. And possible careers include careers in research. So some of our students have gone on to do PhDs. They have maybe moved into the health service or the pharmaceutical or diagnostic industries. Equally, we have students who have used it for continued professional development. So they're in a job or workplace where the degree is useful for them. And in terms of academic, perhaps a PhD, MPhil, or Masters in Research. So I've given you a quick whistle-stop tour of the programme today. And if you have any questions regarding postgraduate study or specifically to the course, then please don't hesitate to get in touch either by email or by phone. We do also have Facebook and Twitter, so you can access those to find out a bit more information about us and the centre. And I would encourage you to check our online prospectus information, because you can find out a bit more about the specific modules and specific details about the programme as well, if you're interested in taking part. So thank you very much for joining me today. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask.